Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, by request from Marty. This one's called Death Factory. Let's check it out. The film starts with a couple rolling around on the grass. Her name is Allison. I don't know his name, and I don't care. Anyway, the two of them would decide to wander into this abandoned factory nearby so they can find a place to bone.
We should go.
Which they do until they get interrupted by something that the dude sees. He had a hard time convincing her that he saw something. But he did.
Allison?
Believe it or not, she's not quite dead yet. But he soon will be. She's got some sort of blades on her fingers and in her teeth. Meanwhile, outside...
Look at you! What are you still doing here?
Listen up, y'all. We're having a party at my house tonight. My parents are out of town for the whole weekend. The whole place is ours. Today is free rides home for everybody.
They're gonna party.
What do you think, Rachel?
Turns out his parents found out and decided not to leave for the night.
Fuck. They changed the tickets to next month.
Aw, dude, that sucks. So now what are we gonna do?
I don't know. We'll figure something out. Let's just get out of here.
We then have a cameo from porn legend Ron Jeremy. He was wandering into that same building where a couple got killed. Actually, the girl, Allison, isn't dead yet, and he finds her. Frankly, I'm not sure how Allison lasted this long, but she's done. As you might suspect, the teens decide to move their party from that one dude's house to the abandoned factory where 3 people have now been killed.
This is it. Oh, you sure know how to pick them, Louisa.
Derek wanders off to see if he can find some power in this place. The chick on the left there is
What's taking him so long?
Rachel.
Who knows?
Her friend Louisa on the right.
Maybe he chickened out and went home.
I knew I should have invited him.
Hey, come on, you guys, he can be hurt. We should go look for him. Go ahead. You know, maybe that's what he wants you to do. What are you talking about? Come on, Rachel. You know, the only reason why Derek came here is because he wants to fuck you.
This factory has a history.
A radiation spill or something. This is it, guys.
Okay, wait. Hold on a second. Do you mean to tell me that we are sitting in the middle of a toxic waste dump right now?
Worse. People were murdered here. Murdered?
So even though there's a toxic waste spill and people were murdered here, they decide to stay and this couple decides to bone. She has a nice nude scene coming up, which I can't really show you. And our monster shows up.
Shit!
And claims her next victim. Our killer is a messy eater.
For a beer and you bring her back? God, I told you I don't do threesomes.
Oh, forget about that. Troy may have been... We think something may have happened to him.
What? Listen, I found his jacket and there was blood on it.
So they go looking for him and they find him. Or what's left of him.
We're getting out of here right now.
Francis is the next one to go. Because, of course, our people separate.
Come on, bitch! Come on!
Francis was a big talker, but he really didn't put up much of a fight. One remaining guy confronts her and looks like he gets the upper hand, at least briefly. Rachel suddenly doesn't trust Louisa anymore. She thinks Louisa led them all down there on purpose, and I think she's right. The dude has problems of his own, even though he did manage to knock her out at one point. Our killer monster woke back up. Then Rachel gets surrounded by Louisa and the monster.
Going somewhere, Rachel? Just like you and I. Not human. He is gonna kill his ghost. And this is my sister. And Alexa worked for them as a researcher. One day she got exposed to hazardous chemicals. After that, she got more and more sick. At first, her mind went. But then,
Apparently she needs blood to survive now. While she's sitting there yakking, telling the story about her sister, Alexa's hungry apparently and attacks her sister. And then the creature comes after Rachel. But this time Rachel gets the upper hand. And finds a way out. Next thing you know, she wakes up in the hospital. An officer comes in to interview her.
How you feeling, Rachel?
And
Where am I?
tells her that they found 8 bodies. And that means there's one left that they didn't find. That one left, of course, is Alexa. Alright, let's talk about this movie, Death Factory. Never heard of this before. This was sent to me by Marty down in Florida. He asked me to review this, so here you go, Marty. What we have here is a low-budget, I'm guessing, indie film with a cast of nobody. It's a horror movie. We have this group of kids that decide they're going to have a party. Now, earlier on in the film, we saw this couple go into this abandoned factory. They were having sex, and then they ended up dead. Something killed them. So then this other group of kids decide they're going to go and have a party, and they were going to go to this one guy's house, but when his parents decided to stay home instead of going out, they have to go somewhere else. So they decide, hey, let's go to this abandoned factory. There's this girl named Louisa who kind of suggests it. So that's where they go. Anyway, so we got, I think, 6 people there, 3 couples, and they go there, they're going to have a little party, and then they break off. One couple goes and has sex, and the next thing you know, there is some weird creature running around who has like fangs or like blades in her teeth, blades on her arms, and she's going around killing them one by one. Ultimately, we get down to 2 survivors at the end, and they're both cornered by this creature, and then it turns out the one girl, Rachel, realizes that her friend Louisa set her up. There is no way out of there. In fact, she doesn't trust Louisa at this point, so she takes off running, and then both of them get surrounded by this creature. It turns out that this creature is actually Louisa's sister. She used to work at this factory. It's a chemical or a former chemical plant, and they were like making biological weapons or something like that. And the chemicals had some sort of bad reaction on her. She's turned into some weird blood monster, and the sister and the family tried to keep it at bay for a while, but then realized that there was nothing they could do. And she's been living at this factory ever since, and the only thing that keeps her alive is blood. So Louisa lured her friends down there so her sister would have something to eat. Now, her sister is a monster at this point and has no, there's like no memory, mind, anything left. But somehow she allows Louisa to live. Well, at this point, the creature then attacks Louisa. Rachel takes off, And she manages to get attacked by this creature before she can escape, and then she stabs in the neck and stuff, and there's blood and all kinds of shit. She eventually gets out of the building. She wakes up in the hospital, and they tell her about all the bodies that are there, but she realizes there should have been one more, and then she realizes that the creature is probably still alive, and that's how the movie ends. We see one final shot of the creature. Now, is the movie any good? You know, it's okay. It's extremely, extremely low budget. There's a few nude scenes thrown in. Lisa J plays the lead actress, Rachel. She's cute. Doesn't get naked, though. But the thing, what really has this thing going for it is gore. There is a ton of gore in this movie. Just lots of it over and over again. Maybe even moving over the top. I don't know. But there was a lot of blood and bloodletting and gore and all kinds of shit in this movie. So that was kind of cool. But anyway, that's it. Like I said, low budget indie horror, but not bad for what it is. There was a brief cameo from Ron Jeremy as a drunk. What he was doing in this film, I have no idea. It was very brief. I'm guessing maybe he knew the director and the director asked him to do a cameo. So there you go. Ron Jeremy is in this too. So anyway, porn legend, Ron Jeremy. So anyway, that is Death Factory. That's about it. Here's the box. It's available on DVD. Assuming there's an Amazon link, I will put it down there. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments. Death Factory. Watch it. Bye.